Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, you have gave one SQL book, na, sir.
Yes.
But if we practice the last page or last side of the book, there is a one project library system.
Correct.
Yeah, if we practice that, the project means all the topics will be covered from the database, sir.
So okay, so let me see. So see, the database that is there in the book does not talk about, does it talk about? Okay, yes, I think yes, that should be good enough. Okay,
Because in that like a project seems scenario question and solution is given, sir.
correct, correct. So worker database you're talking about, right? There's worker database.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's a worker database, right? So yes, so it asks you a question, okay? And then based on the question, you have to frame the query. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
yes, if you practice that, it will do most of the stuff. Okay. Now, so today we'll talk about functions. Okay, like today, to care or to num. Now these are functions which is going to make your data output in a different format. For example, when you talk about date, right? The default format of date is like, you have date, month, and year, right? This is the default format, right? For example, if you have number, salary, okay? Salary, you want to put comma here, right? That's how we generally put comma, or we put, let's say, dollar. Now, comma dollar is not part of number, okay? So that is part of your comma dollar will come when you're doing character. So there is an occasion where you might have to convert salary or this number into string format, isn't it? Now, when you convert into string format, what happens? You can't, you cannot then do addition, subtraction, all the mathematical operations, correct? So that's why it is important for us to use the number format, but you have to change the format only for display. Okay, if you want to convert into number, sorry, if you want to convert number into text only for displaying purpose, not actually to convert. Okay, if you convert actually, then you can't do addition, subtraction, isn't it? So today we'll see the functions which is used to convert one type to another. Okay, only for display purpose. Okay, we don't want to change it. Okay, we don't want to change it for the data type in the database, because that's not the right way to do it. Okay. Okay. Now tomorrow, if I want to change in different format, then what do? You cannot keep changing the data in a database every time, right? And in fact, when you create a table, okay, you have to be very careful about the number of columns and the type of each column. Okay, it is not a good idea. It is not a good practice to convert or change the structure of the database. Okay, it is not recommended to change the structure of the database because a lot of queries already written, and if you change the structure, your previous query, the previous business logic that you have written will get impacted. Okay, so generally, people do not alter any, because if you alter, then you have to do the complete test before you launch the product, right? Okay, so it is not a good idea to change the structure of the database. You take time to design the number of rows, column, and its and its data type. Okay, but once you create it, okay, You should not be changing it often. So that is not a good idea. But there are functions which will help us to change the way we display these values. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. So let's say first thing is this say this salary itself, right? Now if you want to convert um, um, okay, so before I get into this, I'll tell you there is a dummy table called as dual in Oracle. Okay, this is only in Oracle. Okay, because in Oracle, when I say select star, I cannot say select star. I have to give a table name here. Okay, so there is something called as dummy table. Okay, which is called dual. So dual is a table with just one row and one column. One row, one column, just one value. Okay, what's the advantage of using dual? Now, let's say I say select 1 plus 1. Let's say I say 1 plus 1 from HR.employees. Now, when you run it, what do you notice? Hmm?
Addition listed.
So 1 plus 1 is 2,
Yeah.
but you got 2 for every row of HR
Yeah.
employees. So if
Yes.
you want to do some general analysis, okay, something like this, which is not related to any table. Of course, there we'll have to do such things also, right? So for that purpose, what Oracle says is, okay, if you want to do such things, you do it, okay, and you can use dual. Since dual has only one row and one column, you will end up getting only one value. Select 1 plus 1 from dual, and when you run it, you get 2. Okay, so for such analysis we use dual. Now you can do a lot of other functions, like if you want to do ABS. What is ABS? Get the absolute value. Absolute value means it will convert your negative numbers into positive numbers. Okay, so minus 99 would become plus 99. So you can use this. You can do um, you can do round function. Round of 45.61 will be what? 46, isn't it? So all these things you can perform here. So I want to perform, okay, I want to convert a number into a particular format, let's say. Okay, so let's say I have a number. I say select, okay, select say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from dual. Now when I say select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from dual, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to give it in a format of say float format. Okay, so to convert into float, I have to say two number, because for format for float is a number format. So I have to say two number. Okay, two number what? This value, and here you give the float format. Okay, so 999.99. Okay, so when I run it, okay, what happened? This is a string format and this is a number format, so it cannot convert. I have to put this also as a string here. Okay, now you run it and see what happens. Okay, so you know, since this does not have any decimal value, you did not get any decimal point. So let me add some decimal value here. Now when you run it, oops, I am expecting this to change. Yeah. Okay. So it became, let's say I add 6, 7, 8. Okay. So what did you get? Invalid number. Why? Because this text is not matching the format that we gave. This text is not matching. See, this is a character end of the day, right? So if I'm saying that character, okay, this is character at the end of the day. If I want to convert a character to a number, I have to give a format which you understand or which Oracle understands. So Oracle saying, okay, this is to convert into two number, but how do I understand which number is it? You're giving me 2 decimal point, but there are 5 decimal points. So how do you know? How do I know? How can I do the mapping? I cannot do the mapping. Okay. So I will go ahead and say, you have 5, right? Make it 5. Okay. Now when you run it, it is able to convert the text. The one that you gave as a text is now converted into number. Okay. So you can see the difference between these two. If I don't convert into number, so see that it is actually, this is not a number, this is a character, right? Text. Okay. This is a text. Okay. But to display, we have converted this into number. Make sense? Okay. So similarly, if you have a say date like value in a string format, so you need to convert that into a date. Okay. So see, by default date format is 12th Jan 2023. This is the default date format. Okay. Now, if I have to input this, because we have created, remember in the library, we have created issue date and return date. Issue date, you can give like this. Okay. Not a problem. But if you have to print it in a different format, okay. If you have to convert into different format, then what do you do? Right? So we have to say that, okay, so let's say this. You have a date in say, okay, May 15, comma 2023, comma 5, okay, hours 25 minutes, and you have p dot m dot. Okay, this is your date. Okay, now this date, if I try to insert, okay, you cannot insert into date. Okay, I cannot insert into date because this will say this is a text, this is not a date. Okay, Oracle will expect this as a date format. So in that case, you can say, okay, I have to convert this into to date. Okay, so I'm going to say to date. So Oracle will say, okay, fine, you're converting to to date, but I don't understand this date format. They say, okay, I'll give you the format. Okay, so you'll say here, format is MONTH. First is capital and complete, right? So M capital and complete, month, space, okay, DD for date. Then you have comma. So we'll put comma. Then you have year, 4-digit year. So you give 4-digit year. Okay. Then you have space, space. Then you have to give hours. Then you have colon, colon. Minutes, minutes is MI. MM is month. Okay, so MI is minute. So you say MI. Okay, space. Then you can give the format. You can give format A dot M dot P dot M dot whatever format you want to give. If there's a space here, it has to be space. Okay. Now I'll say select this from dual. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'm converting a text into a date. Since we have converted into date format, this is the default date format. Okay. Behind it, it has saved the time also. But since default date format is this, so that's why it is showing as 15 May to 23. This is the default date format of Oracle.
Sir,
Okay.
can we change the format?
Of course. Okay. You can change the
Year
format.
first, month, middle.
Yeah. So you have to say YY. Okay. Whatever format this is left side, same thing you have to do this side.
Okay.
Because when you did to date, okay, to date, when you do it, then the second value Oracle knows what it should be. Okay. So if you have, let's say, date, okay, let's copy this.
Sir, but in the output, time is not displayed now.
No, this is, I told you, this is the default date format, right? Okay,
Yeah.
you know, so it will display the default date format, but within the inside, database, it has saved the time.
Okay.
So to display, what you have to do is you have to display to char. If you want to display this output into a character format. Now, see, what I'm doing is I'm converting a character to date. I'm converting a character to date. So I have to use to date format, to date function. To date format, to date will convert whatever number or string into date. Now, if this is a date format, now if I want to convert this one into this format, let's say reverse. Okay, so this is the date and I have to convert this into this format. If I have to convert this into this format, I have to use what? To char function. So we will do to char for higher date. Okay, I'll show you later. Okay, you can actually get the date and time and everything. Okay, so let's say you want to say 15 May. No issues.
Sir, if we
Okay.
print,
Wait, hold on. So if you want to say 15 May, right? Just change here. First is date. Okay, it should match that format. 15, so DD. Space, so space. Okay. If I give two space also, there is a problem. Because in the actual value, it is only one space. Okay, it will not be able to do the perfect matching. So when I say 15 space, month, okay. You see? It is still able to understand. So the way the text is, same way the format should also be there. Then it knows, okay, DD. So first to this is DD. This is not, okay. Now if I put this as hour, okay, and I put this as, say, DD. Okay. So hour should be between 1 and 12, right? It cannot be 15. So let's say I put 11. Okay. So see, since, okay, so it knows DD is this 5. So it has picked 5 here. Then May and 23 year is this. Correct? So, you read a text, you read a string, and you have to indicate that, okay, which is what in the format. Did you understand now? Any questions here?
What action?
Yes, tell me, Vidam, now. You had a question.
sir, like if we are changing the characters into date now, sir.
Yes.
By to date function.
Huh.
Means that the time is storing in the database.
Database will have all the information. This is just a visualization, Ray.
Yes, sir.
See, yeah, tell me.
If we convert the output date 5th May 2023 is then in the output. If we convert into in the character, that time will be also displayed, sir.
See, if you wear red shirt and come to me, I will see the red shirt only. I will not see all the shirts that you have at your home, correct?
Yeah.
If you wear and come to me with yellow shirt, I'll see only yellow shirt. Okay. So I told you whatever function I'm getting today is only for, okay, we are only for display purpose. We are not doing it to change the actual data, right? So if you want to display this into along with time format also, then you have to convert this entire thing into two char. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. Okay. So now you say two char. Okay. And you give your format here. Okay. So you can give your format here because this is only for visualization. Right? So, okay, you can do it. Now, because I'm displaying into character, I have to say two char. Okay. Now, two char. Okay. So, you say two char. Okay. And give the format. Okay. So, what I'll do here in two char, instead of 5 May 23, I will say month space, okay, DD space YYYY, okay, space hour HH colon minute MI. So see, month May, DD is 05, YYY. I did not give comma properly, so no comma, 2023, 11, 25. Because this is what we gave 11 here, right? This is what we gave HH. So 11 and 25 is MI. So you can display the content. See, it has 1125 saved within itself. But what is the default view of date? DD hyphen MON hyphen, not MONTH, MON. MON means first three character. So DD hyphen MON hyphen YYY. I can say MON here. Okay. Now MON here is still May. Oops. Because May is only 3 digits, right? Instead, if I do January here, let's say. Now you will see it'll show you a Jan only. Because I'm saying MON, 3 characters. You get only Jan. Right? Now let's say here if you go where select say first name comma last name comma hire date comma salary from HR.employees. Okay. And now if you run it, okay, so okay, you get these, right? Now I will convert this hire date into this format. So simple, right? So I'll say 2 char. This is already okay. So hire, okay, so I will say hire date, and again I'll say hire date. Okay. So that we get this value also and this value also. And here I'll say 2 char because this is already in date format. So I'll say higher date. Okay. You see? Now, this fellow, when they was entering the data, they did not enter the time. That's why you see by default it has taken midnight 12. Okay, they have not entered the time. So by default, it will take midnight. If you do not enter the time, if I say 15th May, it means midnight of 15th May. Okay, so if I say MONTH, okay, so you will get all this. Okay, salary also I want to convert into character. So I'll say to char, okay, say salary, comma. Now you give the format. Okay, I want to put dollar in front, so I'll say dollar, and I'll say 99 comma 999, okay, dot 9. Okay, shift home. Okay, so see, 0.9 means 1 decimal point, so you got 1 decimal point. Okay, and you see here you have, after 3 places I gave comma, so you get comma here. Right, so this is how you can convert a date into a character, and convert a number into character. Clear? There's pin drop silence.
It's clear, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, now what else? So this is how you know that, okay. The takeaway from this is that you can convert a number to any format. You can convert a text to any format. You can convert date to any format. Okay, and you need to know. So in the book you have, and there are terms, right? Like D is for day of the week. If you want to know the day of the week, you just say D. If you want the date, you say DD. Okay. If you want to display no Roman numeral, you say RM. Okay. So there's a big list. You have to refer to those lists, but this is how we actually use this. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now let's move to another important function, which is called decode. Okay. Decode is like your Excel if else condition. Okay. Your SQL commands are case insensitive. Doesn't matter whether you give D capital, E small, or whatever, right? Okay. So decode works in this way. Select, okay, decode. Decode function first has an expression. So like say 5 plus 3. Next value will be the value that is going to check it is equal to or not. So if I say 8, that means it is equal to. So now I will say here correct. Okay, and here I will say incorrect. So if this is equal to, of course, I have to add a table. So by default, if you're not working with any table, you add dual. Okay, so 5 plus 3, is it equal to 8? Yes. So if this is true, the first expression will be printed. If it is false, then second expression. So if I say 9 here, okay, then you get what? Incorrect. Okay, it'll go. So this is what we do in Excel or even one line if condition. If condition is true, this, otherwise that. Okay, so this is how decode is used. Okay. Now let's say I want to know the average salary of all the employees of this company. If I want to know the average salary of all the employees, what I'll do, I will just select average, or you simply say AVG of salary from HR dot employees. Okay. So how many rows shall we get here?
1.
Why only one?
Because the average salary it will
Average
display
of, yeah,
all the
average of all the salary.
Exactly. Average of all the salaries is going to be only one value, right? So we are
Yeah.
not saying salary of from employees. Okay. So these are special functions now. Okay. So these what we have seen here, ABS or round, these are functions that work on rows, right? Linear, I mean left to right, rows. ABS, okay, round, 2 number, 2 day, 2 char. But now we're talking about even decode. Now we are talking about functions, okay, that work on columns. I'm saying average salary. Average salary means it will go from top to bottom, isn't it, in the salary column?
Yeah.
So these functions will give you same number of rows as the number of rows in the table.
Mm.
But these function will give you less number of rows. Okay, if I want average of all the values, obviously I'll get only one value.
One line.
Okay. So
Yeah.
select average of salary from HR employees, you get only average salary. Okay. Now, I want to know I want to print first name. Okay. So which value will you print it here? Which first name will you print it?
first name means all the employees' name. First name will be printed, sir.
But you just now said that you'll get only one row, right?
I think it will print the average output will come, sir.
Hmm?
Like it will print the average salary of all the employees. One value will come, sir. Yeah.
Correct.
Those value equal to the some first name.
How can that be first name? See.
No, sir. The some value average salary of all the employees will output one value will come, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. For that value, there will be a first name for the employee.
Need not be, no? If average, let's value is, let's say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. answer will come 500.55. But there's
Now
nobody
there
with
will be no one.
500.55. Or you can have, if you have all 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, average is also 500. So then you have more than one values, isn't it?
Mm.
Then you can have no first name or you can have more than one. Then what do you do? So these things are not allowed. Okay? Okay? Not allowed. Okay? You cannot have a single group function,
Average
single
name.
group function. Yes. I can say count star. Count star will tell me total number of rows. I can have 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 will also give me only one value. Okay. You can have count star. Count star will count all the values. I can have sum of salary. I can have, sum of salary. I can have average of salary, because all these will give me only one value. So these things will work fine. Okay. But not, now here you can use two char or two num to format, with using one decimal point. Okay. But yeah, you can do even round to round it off. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's say, so this is for one this thing. But let's say I want to find value for average value for all the department, right? If you go and run this, we have a department column, department ID. Okay, I want to find for all the department ID. So you have something called as group by. Group by. Group by department ID. So if you do not mention, it will group by entire value. Now it will say, okay, I want to, so for each group ID you get these values. Count. So this department has 45 values. This department has only one employee, two employees, three employees, six employees. Okay. And this is the average of the salary in that department. So you don't know which department, so you can copy and paste. Now, in this case, department ID you can copy and paste, not again for first name, last name. Because you're doing group by department ID, so only department ID can come on the left. Here there is no confusion, because for every department 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you're doing all these calculations. If I had not said group by department ID, I could not have put department ID here, isn't it? But since I'm saying group by department ID, here I can put department ID. You see, 50, this is the value, 40, this is the value, 110, these are the values, 90. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So this is how group by works. Now, if I want to put some condition here, okay, so when you're using group by, okay, you cannot put where, okay, when you're putting group by, you have to say having. Okay, so having salary greater than say 5,000. Will it work? No. No. Because when you say group by, will you get individual salaries? No. You will not get individual
No.
salaries.
Yeah.
So if I'm not
We'll
getting
get
individual
multiple.
salaries, how can I say greater than 5,000? I cannot say. So here I have to say, you know, those aggregate function like average of salary greater than 5,000, sum of salaries greater than 5,000, max salary greater than 5,000, mean salary greater than 5,000. These are the functions that you can apply. So having, let's say if you want to find average salary more than 5,000, you will say average salary more than 5,000. This will work. Okay. So if you make it 7,000, even that 6,500 will go away. Okay, because you do not have access to individual salaries. But I can say department, having department equal to 50, I can say that. I can say having department equal to 50, but I cannot say having salary more than 5,000. Clear? Okay, so apart from count, sum, you have average, you have min, okay, you have max. These are function which applies over the columns, okay? We call them as aggregate function. It's aggregating, it's bringing columns values together. Okay, so these are called as aggregate functions. Okay, you can use any of these functions, mean of, max of, average of, whatever, but you cannot use individual value. But yes, here I can say department ID, because department ID, I'm saying group by. So yes, you can have access to each department. Why max salary is not coming? Because I did not give comma. So I'll say comma. Okay, these are called aggregate functions. Now we have to talk about joins. Shall we do it tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, so
Same
join,
time.
yeah, same time, same time. So join is to combine two tables together and get the data from two tables. Okay, now let's say this is department ID. I want to print the department name here. I cannot do it because department name is not in employees. Department name is in departments. But salary is not in departments.
No.
Okay, so I need average salary and I also need department name. So I have to say HR.employees, comma, HR.departments. That's what we'll see tomorrow. And if we have time, we'll do subqueries and we will end it tomorrow, hopefully.